Hello again all, welcome back to the Chassis Variant series. We're kicking off again with the Hellspawns. This isn't Hero, this is one of the legitimate models. This is the 9F Hellspawn. The 9F was made in the, I believe the late 3060s, just going to quickly double check that. Yeah, 3068. It was a modification of the Hellspawn into a more close range urban combat kind of model of the Hellspawn instead of the more traditional ranged combat version by swapping out the LRM launchers for two MRM-20s. It's actually one of the few mechs that I own that carry MRMs by default, as obviously most mechs prior to the creation of them weren't really updated with them, and PGI haven't added any models that come with them since. So it's actually kind of refreshing for me to have MRMs, and also explains my relative lack of skill with them. Generally I think I'm alright with SRMs and stuff, but MRMs fire in a very, very different manner that I'm still getting used to. But I do enjoy the weapons, I think they're quite powerful. So outside of that, this mech also has a scant amount of energy weaponry to back it up, and thus relies mostly on its dual MRM-20s to do majority of its damage. A little bit of thing about the Hellspawn, if you didn't listen to the MechWarrior I did on the Hellspawn, it's essentially a mech that is a fire support chassis that was designed by General Motors on Tolcott, and the idea was that it was meant to, I mean, Sana says that it was meant to compete. As far as I remember reading in the original technical readout, it was actually built to replace the Dervish. Sadly we don't have the Dervish in MechWarrior Online, maybe one day. But basically the Dervish was the earlier version of this, essentially, in that it was a medium mech that had a smattering of energy weaponry and some LRM launchers, and as such it used to fulfill a role of being a sort of fast-moving support model. Although I actually personally think the Dervish is better than the Hellspawn, but you know, that's just personal preferences aside. So yeah, the 9F is a very different model from the standard Hellspawn, and PGI have given this 4 missile hardpoints with, I believe it's 3 energy. So essentially it means that you have more sort of varied options for your missile loadout. However, you have to pay attention to the fact that the left torso missile is covered by bay doors. So you have to remember that your rate of fire is going to depend on whether you've toggled the doors open or not. If they're closed, obviously you get that half a second pause between launching the left torso missiles compared to the right torso missile, or right arm missile it might be. So if you continue to fire those, the doors will stay open. However, if you leave it for a couple of seconds after launching, the door will close. So you have to remember to toggle them if you want them firing both at the same time. So keep that in mind. There's no way of turning those off, by the way. You do always have to toggle them on and off in the match, so be aware of that. I don't mind this one. I do like this model. For me, personally, I need to get used to using MRMs. Now, in terms of other chassis and variants available of the Hellspawn, this isn't necessarily the best one for missiles, as there is a PGI made version that's the 8P, I believe, that comes with more missile hardpoints but less energy. So I think the 9F is meant to fulfill a kind of equal role. It's like it's trying to be the most balanced in its hardpoint loadout, with the 3 energy and the 4 missile, and it does an alright job at that. It does sacrifice ECM, which more Hellspawn variants use than not. So if you're used to running the Hellspawns like the I think it's the 8E or the standard, you may want to readjust your tactics, because this version doesn't have that kind of protection. It also means you get the extra 1.5 tons free, of course, but whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is entirely up to you. And yes, it comes with an XL engine again, so we also have to be aware of that to remove the bloody thing, especially if you want to customise it and have a much better loadout. Now, I don't live much longer past this. It was a decent fight. I mean, I didn't mind it in this match. I think my damage was okay. I know there's a couple out there who who have it as like, oh, I got like 300 damage, I rate this mech A-OK. It's like, no, for me I rate it A-OK, but I know that damage potential for custom builds are way up there, Jesus. some people can get ridiculous amounts of damage. You only have to look at, say, the Assassin, for instance, with those multiple SRM4s, and yeah, so for me, if it's good for me if I get a decent amount of damage in a stock loadout, you know? Anyway, we're wrapping this one up. I would recommend it. I think if you like your missile gameplay, this is a pretty good option. It's, you know, the Hellspawn is relatively quick, but it's quite ugly. It's a bit asymmetrical, and it does have a few issues with, obviously, the XL engine side of things. But customization, I think it actually would work really well. And as such, yeah, I recommend this one. I quite like it. And we're in the dying moments in this match. There's a Wolfhound, and I think he tries to drop out. I think he drops that artillery on himself to try and cover his retreat. But yeah, basically, it's not going to end well for him, Harry. It's going to go really bad. And yeah, so that was that one. As I said, I think I did all right. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a good one. Happy New Year and all that for when this was uploaded to the channel. I actually recorded this on Saturday, I think it was, or yeah, Saturday or Friday or Saturday, before New Year's. But you know, when you're watching this now, it'll be New Year's Day 2018. So yay! And people in the future who may watch it, then hey, remember 2018 was that year where we got invaded by cyborgs. Man, that sucked. So yeah, have a good one all. Thanks for watching. Bye.